With the popularization of anime in the West within the late 1990s and early 2000s, the level of popularity it is at now is absolutely astounding. I distinctly remember not really being comfortable with sharing my interest for the genre outside of my friend group in school because there's a stereotype that people that enjoy anime are... So as I've gotten older and been in the community since I was a young cat, I've seen the general anime community go through turmoil, shared in fantastic moments, memes, and pretty harmless discourse. But within the past few years or so, there is an increasing problem within the community at large. Stan culture. Stan culture is in reference to the song by American hip-hop artist Eminem, Stan. In which the song is about an overzealous fan of the rapper who develops an intense parasocial relationship with him, and it turns into an extreme obsession, which results in Stan to end up committing suicide in Fortnite because Eminem did not respond to the letters he was sending. Now, I could easily make an example about K-pop stans and the whole spamming fan cams under every hashtag under the sun, but I really don't feel like getting my channel hate bombed. Having anime as a hobby or integrating it into your lifestyle is perfectly fine. I have met plenty of people who enjoy the genre, and I eventually wanted to get into voice acting for one at one point, and there's a lot to love about it. But like everything in life, you need to take it in moderation. Sitting in your dark ass room, playing with yourself, watching Goblin Slayer for 10 hours a day, it ain't healthy, bro. It ain't healthy. Get your ass up, open them blinds, go outside, and go fill out a job application as soon as possible. Do it now. Constantly wanting to promote and talk about your favorite anime is cool, and obviously teasing people about their own series compared to yours is all well and good as long as it doesn't get too personal, yada yada yada. But the behavior that has been on the rise more and more recently has been absolutely disgusting to see. And what I mean disgusting, I mean like actually trifling. There was a young lady on TikTok who smeared her blood-filled tampon on a Bakugo poster. I'm not allowed to show the entire video, but yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Now, some of this is relatively harmless compared to this, in which is just people being kind of strange. Now, shipping has been a thing in the anime community for a long while, but over the past 10 years or so, it certainly has shot up as well. Stay with me because I'm going to integrate this into the whole stan debate and all that, so just stay with me. Whether it be overly hormonal teenagers shipping any men that happen to be friends with each other, or being in actual emotional distress for extended periods of time because their favorite character died, it's out of control. I am all for media consumption making you feel things. I mean, I cried multiple times watching Ranking of Kings, and the first episode of The Last of Us broke my heart, but I mean, like, some of these people cannot separate the art they're consuming from their real lives, and it's genuinely sad. Criticism is actually a major component with the argument of stan culture, as it can be seen as an attack on someone's personal character if you attempt to criticize anything they're currently fixated on. Whether it be getting doxxed or being called a whole list of every slur under the sun, attempting to dissect why you don't like something or why something fell flat. If you attempt any of these things, the disrespect will come extremely swift to you. I mean, hell, look at Yume's video when he was criticizing the Sukuna and Gojo fight. They almost raided his Discord. And speaking of Yume, actually, I was curious to hear his thoughts on this whole stan culture and debate and how he looks at it.
Stan culture is basically an us versus them dynamic, where stans obsessively and blindly support their subject and despise other subjects. The pros and cons differ depending on what status you have. If you're a creator, stan culture is a net positive. People overly dedicating themselves to you or your work results in more publicity and revenue for you. As long as you don't do anything to anger them, like kill off their favorite character or not execute a ship that they want, you're fine. The toxic parts are mostly negligible. If you're a fan with no skin in the game, it's a net positive again. Stan culture can result in many fan creations like art, games, theories, and more. You can just sit back and enjoy what's happening. There are vocal minorities that are toxic, but you can always ignore them. It might get annoying if you like two different subjects and the stans are at war, but again, you can ignore that. Now, if you start standing yourself, the toxicity increases and it may not be a net positive. Arguing with stans from different camps can be taxing because the war is never ending. If you're a critic, it's closer to a net negative. If you say good things about the subject of the stans will like you, but they might not even be picking up what you're putting down. They might just like the fact that you said something good about their subject, but when you say bad things about their subject, they turn into an angry mob and come after you. So for creators and regular fans, stan culture isn't that much of an issue. For stans and critics, it is more likely to be an issue.
And I wholeheartedly agree. Media literacy is already kind of down the toilet on the internet as it is. So when you attempt to make a compelling argument with an entire claim, evidence, and warrant for your stance, and someone hits you with the it's extremely infuriating, trust me. Stans will be so quick to trash their own favorite anime and say, oh, it's over, it's so over, this shit fell off, but then be the first to return and praise it when they see something they like. Stans are extremely quick to downplay their own series, but will defend it to no end if another fandom speaks on it. Take, for example, last week's Jujutsu Kaisen episode. So with the episode, there were production issues going on, and it was the introduction of Naobito's curse technique and the introduction of Dagon's domain and all that. And there's some pretty rough cuts in there. And then you had tons of people online saying this episode sucks. The episode director was having a whole episode for about 2-3 days afterwards. And it was all this crazy stuff. But then when this week's episode, the episode where Toji actually fights Dagon, when this episode comes out, people are like, oh, JJK is so back. Mappa's animating with one hand. Look at the JJK men supremacy and all these things. It's just it's a mind-boggling the back and forth that happens. I mean, just look at Boruto stands and One Piece stands. Actually, I would be going as far as to say as Jujutsu Kaisen stands beat all of them out currently. The fangirls that are needlessly horny for Gojo, Geto, and Toji are causing such acute brain smoothing in the community. It's sad. The hidden inventory arc was almost hell to go through because every other comment on social media revolving around JJK was not about meaningful discussion or the production or anything like that, but it was about how hot Gojo is and how their homoerotic fantasies about their best friend coming to life need to happen. It's just it gets annoying. It's weird. I'm tired of seeing it. A couple of years ago, there was a rumor that the author of My Hero Academia was receiving death threats over Uraka and Izuku being a couple rather than Bakugo and Izuku. And it was actually debunked. There was never any actual death threats sent to my knowledge. People online were still upset nonetheless, but I think it's pretty well known that the My Hero fan base can be a little... I mean, to be fair, any community can be, but yeah. Also, let me make this explicitly clear. If you have been on my channel for an exceptional amount of time, you know that I consider myself an ally of the LGBT community. So if Gojo and Geto are really a couple, I wouldn't really give a duck. But the problem that we run into here is if you even attempt to say they're just best friends, you're fucking crazy. You can't say that. Get the clubs here and there. Can you imagine the amount of gay Rule 34 that would have come out when DBZ and Naruto were hitting the streaming sites and all that like they do now? Bro, it would be bad. Jesus Christ. I sound like Tyrone Magnus and all those other red pill
love hits.
I need to oof. Anyway, moving forward, I truly do hope that anime stans can eventually kind of herd themselves out, but I doubt it, honestly. Whenever it comes to criticism coming towards your favorite anime, television show, whatever have you, it's okay to acknowledge it has its flaws. Obviously, y'all know I love JJK. It's one of my favorite shonens right now, but one of the highest videos on my channel is talking about how the Gojo versus Sukuna fight could have been better. Being able to sit down and analyze story beats, story elements, character interactions, and all these encompassing things and how we consume media, these still need to be valued. Even though it's fun to meme around to say, average One Piece fan L. While yes, you will see me yelling and telling people to shut up on Twitter with bait posts, it's never that serious. But just moving forward, I hope that stan culture does not continue to ruin any more people's enjoyment of anime, of manga, pretty much anything in any community, whether it be music, television, movies, anything like that. People need to understand that this is just art. This is an artist's ideas, their values that they're putting onto screen or pen, paper, whatever it may be. And so it's not that serious, right? Obviously, if you want to be a little emotional, if you want to put some emotional investment in there, that's obviously your prerogative, but do not let it affect your real life and do not try to ruin anybody's life because of a couple of mean words they said to you on the internet. But that's just me. So it's me, boy Daffy, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like on this video and subscribe to Yume. That's my brother, obviously. Congratulations on him almost hitting 2K. If y'all could help him out with that, I would appreciate it. But yeah, it's me, boy Daffy, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all make sure you take care of yourselves and have a good one. Peace.